All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. Of course, the reason you subscribe to our channel is for our daily videos on everything going on with Bitcoin, crypto, the whole market. And what we're talking about today, a few different interesting things. I want to start off taking a look at the price and comparing where we are now to the start of the bull market last cycle and try and show you that in the larger sense, if you zoom out, the market goes in cycles. We've seen this before. This is basically the 4-year cycle. Bull market, start of the bear market. We have the at the bottom we have the accumulation, then the expansion, then the reaccumulation, which is where we are right now in the larger sense of Bitcoin being in cycles. But what we're going to look at today is we're going to zoom in and kind of see a cycle within a cycle. So besides that, we're also talking about recent news. Charles Hoskinson has agreed to eat his own shoe. I'm going to show you a video about that. Talking about Ohio, Japan, Hong Kong. Bitcoin is a global phenomenon, and as such, we are going to report on it. So let's jump into it. Okay, so like I said, we're not talking about the cycles in the larger sense. I'm going to show you cycles within a cycle. And basically the point of this, can't pinpoint exactly how low Bitcoin's going to go or exactly what it's going to do, but we've seen this pattern before. So I try to color coordinate it. See the green, yellow, red, blue. This is basically the rally, the accumulation, the bottom drops out, and then eventually we get into a reaccumulation period. So we're just at the bottoming out right now. And again, I'm not here to say it's not going to go lower, but let's go back to 2016 and you'll see these are the first two rallies of the bull market in the last cycle, where you see the rally up, we have the accumulation period, the bottom falls out. This is the bottom for a week, 2 weeks, and then we eventually have the reaccumulation period in blue. Let's move over. We have, again, after this mini cycle sets up again, the rally up, the consolidation, bottom falls out, and then we have the reaccumulation period. You can see after we get into the blue, Bitcoin never gets lower. We never get to the red zone again. So let's go back all the way over here. This is what I'm looking at. Something like this. And again, this is not to give exact prices where it's going to drop or where it's going to rally, but a lot of people, now that Bitcoin is dropping, a lot of people are saying, oh, this is an extended bear market. This is an example of you. Hey, how long is this bear market going to last? This is what they say.
It's going to be cold, it's going to be gray, and it's going to last you for the rest of your life.
Exactly. And I'm here to tell you that if we take the last bull markets into account, this is actually pretty normal. As you can see, this is actually pretty normal. So let's move on to the recent news. Before we talk about Bitcoin, let's talk about Charles Hoskinson and Cardano. So back in April of 2019, he said, Shelley mainnet will happen this year 100%, or I will eat my own shoe if it does not. He said that back in April of this year. Well, this year, he said, hey, the mainnet's not going to be ready until 2020. He considers what they're doing, I guess going towards the testnet, he considers that the Shelley launch, but as he describes it, trolls will say that's not it, and so he is going to eat his own shoe. This is a 6-minute video, but let's just watch a minute or two of Charles Hoskinson talking about this.
Hi everybody, this is Charles Hoskinson broadcasting live from warm, sunny, actually kind of cold, rainy, miserable Vancouver. Anyway, I decided to make a quick video about whether I need to eat my shoe or not. For those of you not in the know, the shoe is connected to the shipping of Shelley. And I made a statement repeatedly that should Shelley not ship this year, I would eat my shoe. Now, many of you know that I'm a fan of cowboy boots. These are Lucchese's right here. That's my girls. And if I was to eat my shoe, that would be one hell of a meal, wouldn't it? Now, some people say, well, that's not fair. It's just a test net, and because the main net hasn't been updated, somehow this means that you've not made your promise. As an act of compromise, I will make a shoe cake sometime this year, and I shall devour it. So for those of you who are in the camp that we didn't deliver Shelley. The shoe cake is my compromise to you. And for those of you who are in the camp that we have, please do participate in the incentivized testnet.
Interesting. So just to, again, make Charles' point of view perfectly clear, he tweeted, and again, to be exceedingly clear, I consider the incentivized testnet to be launching Shelley.
I consider that to be Shelley. And the reason being is you're running a stake pool, you're participating in decentralizing the system, you're making money for doing that, and we're effectively running the Ouroboros protocol, Ouroboros Genesis.
He understands some trolls want to FUD or claim a missed deadline, but this is literally exactly what Shelley is intended to do: start decentralizing Cardano, staking pools, and rewards. I'm going to like this. I like the transparency. I like the communication. If you want to support our channel, make sure you like the video. Feel free to subscribe. Let's move on to the regional, state, and country news: Ohio, Japan, Hong Kong. Let's start here. You guys know that Ohio became famous for accepting Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for taxes. The site was ohiocrypto.com. It was a website launched last year, and although Ohio never actually held the Bitcoin because it was through the third-party service BitPay, it was a net positive. It was great PR. People could say, look, Ohio is accepting Bitcoin. That's no longer the case. That website has been taken offline, and the payment method provided by BitPay could be reclassified. It could constitute a financial transaction device under the Ohio law, and the definition, if confirmed to apply to BitPay, means that the firm's services should have been chosen via a competitive selection process and approved by the State Board of Deposit. We have a final quote here. Until a formal opinion is issued by the Attorney General, I feel it is prudent to suspend the website, adding that fewer than 10 companies were paying taxes via this website. So actually 10 different companies were paying for their taxes in cryptocurrency. That's not a lot, but it's more than I would have thought. I'm not going to pay my taxes in Bitcoin. I'll just pay in cash and then hodl my Bitcoin. But either way, they took it offline, and I wanted you to know. Let's talk about Japan. Although Ohio is moving backwards, Japan is moving forwards in regulation. So Japan's Financial Services Agency, the FSA, has issued draft guidelines for funds investing in cryptocurrency. The September 30th announcement, recent news, which mentions crypto assets in the introduction but only alludes to them in the text of the proposed amendment itself, is the latest move by authorities in the country to prudently manage the development of the market without shutting it down. There's more to this article. Feel free to read it yourself. Links are in the description. But the takeaway is that Japan is chugging along. They are pro-cryptocurrency. They want to regulate it. They don't want to harm it. And that's what the US needs to do. Hong Kong has been buying a lot of Bitcoin. So you know there's protests going on in Hong Kong. This is the story. Bitcoin volume in Hong Kong soars on localbitcoins.com. These are the details. So for the week ending September 28th, roughly 156 million in Bitcoin volume was recorded. 1.5 million. That was up from the 500,000 in Bitcoin the previous week. Overall interest in Bitcoin has also increased in other countries, including Turkey, Venezuela, Iran, Argentina, which are all suffering from political and economic instability. I like, and this is the chart right here, you can see that the volume is even higher than the bull market of late 2017, so record high volumes. I like what Matty Greenspan had to say on the issue. He said, Bitcoin volumes in Hong Kong have spiked to their highest levels ever recorded, according to LocalBitcoins trading site. About 13 million exchanged in the last week. For a portfolio manager, Bitcoin is still considered a risk asset, but for some people, it is clearly treated as a safe haven. And that's true. You know, Bitcoin can work for a lot of different types of people all around the world. It's an investment to you and me. It's a hedge against, our government. But to some people, they just need to be able to, freely transact today. Final story. I thought this was really interesting. Who's a fan of Nancy Pelosi out there? If you're not, you might like this. Nancy Pelosi's 27-year-old primary challenger owns Bitcoin and wants practical crypto regulation. So I guess she's running for Speaker of the House in the USA. And very pro Bitcoin. She owns Bitcoin. She wants to do practical crypto regulations, and she's putting her money where her mouth is, or accepting money accepting campaign donations in 5 coins: Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ether, Litecoin, and stablecoin, Coinbase's USDC. The Stanford engineer is trying to raise $1 million in cryptocurrencies via the initiative. All right, and that was the video today, my friends. My name is Aaron. Subscribe for daily updates on what's going on. If you liked this video, if you got value, make sure you actually take the time to give it a like. I'll see you tomorrow.